Welcome back to the channel, folks. If you would, please remember to subscribe on your way in, way out, whichever you prefer. I don't care. But today we're going to talk about a game that probably a few of you played, but maybe a lot of you have never heard of. It's Dantes Inferno. This game is an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. It was one of Visceral's later games. They were a game development company that was mainly known for the Tiger Woods series of games. They've done some Simpsons games. I think they did a few Sims games, but they really hit their stride when they did Dead Space. They did all 3 Dead Space games, and this game was in between that series. Anyway, this game isn't anything more than a God of War clone, but you're in hell, which makes it all the better. This game, the premise, I'm really not going to get into it all. It has to do with the Crusades, and it's part of Dante's Alighieri's Steps of Hell and Divine Comedy and all that. And your Beatrice has been drugged to hell, and you got to go down there and get her. And it doesn't matter what you go through or not, you're going to get her. So anyway, within that, you got to go through all these steps of hell. This game, like I say, is nothing more than a God of War clone, but it is done right. It is fun as can be. The imagery is awesome. The creature design is awesome. The combo systems are great. The speech and the dialect in the game is awesome. I mean, it gets plumb brutal in a lot of stuff. The kill stuff in it, I mean, like God of War was a pretty brutal game itself, but I don't know, man. There's something about Dante's Inferno. It takes it up a notch quite a bit. If there was any game that could ever clone the original God of War series and do it right, it was this one. Tons of replayability. You have a little skill tree in it where you can upgrade on a holy side or an evil side. I can't remember what they call the evil side, but anyway, you can upgrade on it, and you can get stronger on either side of the essentially force you want to get on. Also, with the enemies, you can choose to punish or absolve them, and by doing so, it drives up your good and evil side meter, for lack of a use of a better term. So if you punish a bunch of them, then all your kind of attributes will go towards the darker side of you. If you absolve them, then of course, being said, a lot of those attributes will go over to the lighter side. At the end of the day, does it really matter? No, I played the game back when it originally came out, and on both sides of it, it don't matter. You get a few more weapons on this side, but none of them, in my opinion, are any stronger than the other. I mean, the game itself is just awesome because when you start off the game, you pretty much tell Death to go to hell, and you have to battle Death to steal his sickle to take with you to hell. I mean, come on. If that ain't how you start a video game, I don't know what is. But that's the basic premise of the game. Like I say, the skill tree is cool and all. It doesn't overwhelm you. It's not like these modern ones where they're 10 foot deep and 5 foot wide, and you have to have a separate handbook to learn how to even upgrade your character. It's old school, simple. This game was on the Xbox 360. I believe it was on the PS3 at the time. It is an older game, so I don't think it went anywhere further than that. I don't believe it was on any of the Nintendo platforms. I placed the content's probably too hardcore for them anyway. But it's definitely worth the game checking out. It's on the cheap too. I don't even know if this game's a whole $10. But if you haven't played it, it's definitely worth a pickup. I think the daggum game done pretty good. I can't figure out for the life of me why this thing never got a sequel. I imagine Visceral probably got held up with doing the Dead Space series, and by the time they got around to coming up with the second one, I would say it was probably about the end of their studio's life anyway. There's a bunch of stuff with LucasArts selling out and EA buying them and all this and that, and Visceral getting caught up in the mix and eventually getting shut down because of all of it, which is really a shame because they made a killer series of games. Well, anyway, you guys have a good one. Cut this one short, but definitely check it out. Please subscribe. Later.